came out of the washroom, drying your hair with towel. As you looked around the room, and your gazes fall on the figure who is standing in front of mirror. As you moved towards him, "Move aside, I have to get ready too," you asked him while he glanced you. "It's my time, and I'm getting late. I have to reach office early," he said while brushing his hair, and you huffed. "I'm getting late too. I also have to reach work, and I'll be cautioned if I didn't reach early," you said as you tried to push him, but he didn't budge, and he just stared you. "Who will question you? I'm the CEO. Take your time," he said coldly while you squint your eyes. "No, I will be questioned. That manager will question me, cause he has no idea about us. Cause it's your decision to keep it hidden, right? And wait, you are the boss, so nobody will question you. So please let me get ready." You tried to push him again, and he sighed as he put a hairbrush and picked you up in bridal style, and you looked at him surprised as he protested. "Jungkook, leave me, it's not right. Leave me." You hit his chest while he looks unbothered as he moved forward and took you out of the room and put you down, and you looked at him confused. "Go and do breakfast first," he said, closing door in front of your face, and you banged on the door. "Jungkook, open the door." You banged on the door while he just chuckled, and after some time, you left from there. Jungkook entered the living room with his usual grin on his face, and you glared at him while eating your breakfast as he came forward and looked at you. "Oh, so you get ready? That's great. So finish your breakfast, we have to leave," he said while wearing his watch. "I'm not going with you. You go alone today, as you have to reach early," you said sarcastically as you munched on your sandwich while he shook his head. "As you wish." He grabbed his car keys and left from there, and you looked at him as your mouth is hung open. How shameless he is. He didn't even insist on me. Oh God, what kind of person you get me married? You cursed yourself. You went near a car as you tried to open it, but you heard a car honk from behind as you jumped scared, and you looked back and your expression changed. "Get in car first," he said coldly without looking at you, and you frowned as you moved towards your car. "Get in the car, Ryan," you smirked as you opened your car gate and sit without saying anything, and Jungkook sighed as he get off to the car. You started the car and he came in front of your car while you maintained your cold composure, and he opened the door of your car and you stared at him as he started unbuckling your seat belt, but you stopped him. "I'm not going with you, and why were you even waiting for me, huh? Aren't you getting late now?" you asked, and he didn't say anything as he simply unbuckled your seatbelt in one click and picked you up while you threw your legs in an attempt to get down. "Stay still, Ryan, don't move, otherwise you will get hurt," he said, and you moved in his arms more, and he tried to put you in the car, but as you were moving, your head hit it with the car, and you stopped. You winced in pain, and Jungkook looked at your head worriedly as he slides in the driver's seat and wear his seatbelt. "I was saying don't move, but you don't listen to me," he said while your face was other side as you were not looking at him. He looked at you concerned again, and then he moved towards you as he made you wear the seatbelt while you made an angry pout as you were meeting gazes with him. "You're just like a 2-year-old kid who needs special care," you glared at him. "Shut up, I just got hurt because of you," you said while rubbing your forehead, and he looked at you concerned. "You were the one who was moving and not blaming me. Wah, nice." He hugged while you didn't say anything as you sniffed. He was driving the car silently but looking at you time to time as you weren't saying anything. He stopped the car a stop before your office as you both usually do this to keep your marriage secret. You grabbed your bag and was about to open the door, but he stopped, and you sighed as you looked at him. "Now what?" you asked annoyingly, and he opened the drawer as he took out the ointment and moved closer towards your face as he observed your bruised head and then looked at your innocent face as you're already looking at him. He moved some strands of your hair as he blew out some air on it, and you closed your eyes and you clutched your dress, and then he applied some ointment on it. He fixed your hair back and stared at you for a while, and your eyes were closed but still moving as you were holding your breath, and he smiled looking at you, and you slowly opened your eyes as he looked at him, staring at you. He gets off to the car, and you took a breath of relief and left from there quickly. You entered your workplace as you put your bag and settled in your seat and started working something on your laptop. But you stopped when someone tapped your shoulder and you looked back. Good morning, Ryan. She smiled at you. Good morning, Sean. You smiled back at her. Ryan, you prepare a report. Wait, how you got bruised? She asked with concern, looking at your wound. I got injured while you stopped as you looked at the person who entered the room and his cases was on you. I got injured because of a crazy man, you said while glaring at him, and he raised rose as he hurled. Oh, that man must be really crazy. Look how badly you got hurt. You nodded while looking at him, and he came forward. Yeah, he is. Do you know him or he was just random crazy man? She asked. I don't know him. He's just random madman on street, who likes to bother everyone. You said, and Jungkook coughed and Shani nodded. Miss Ryan, didn't that crazy man paid for your wound or didn't treated it? He interrupted while Shani stood up as he bowed him. No, he didn't. Sir, as you know, he was crazy, so how could he treat it or pay me? You said, and he shook his head in disbelief. Oh, that's sad. Take care of yourself for next time. Maybe that crazy man might push you off from the cliff, he said while smiling, and you frowned. No, sir, I will be careful more, because I know how to handle them, he said, and he scratches his head. That's great. Report to my office in a few minutes. He ordered and left while Charlie took a breath of relief. Since when he was overhearing our convo, and when did he came here? Can't you tell me? She hit your shoulder playfully and you chuckled. Let it be. He just entered, and it's not like that we were bad-mouthing him. But still, we should be careful because we do that oftenly, She said, and he nodded. By the way, why he's calling you now? Did you came late today? She asked, and he looked at her. Yes, a bit late because of that incident. You said running off. You do that oftenly. Now answer him. Don't worry, I'm used to it now. You said getting up. You opened the door slowly as you entered, and you noticed that someone already standing there, talking to him, and you frowned as you entered without letting anyone know of your presence. You moved a little bit and tried to peek what's happening. You look pretty in this mode, he said smiling while looking up at her, and you raised brows as you put in the files with a loud thud, catching both of their attention. Sir, here are your files, you asked. You said coldly, and Jungkook looked at you as his expressions changed a bit. Fine, you should knock before entering, she said, and you raised one brow while looking at Jungkook. Sorry, I forgot you were here, you said coldly without looking at her. It's okay, Bianca, I'm okay with it, he said while Bianca frowned. You started to leaving when Jungkook stopped you, and you sighed as you looked back at him. Stop, Miss Ryan, I need to talk to you, he said while Bianca looked at both of you, and you came forward. Bianca, can you leave for a moment? He said, and you rolled your eyes. Sure, sir, she said and left the room, leaving you both alone. There was complete silence as you were looking all around the room. Jungkook got up as he moved towards you and standing in front of you. How's your wound? Is it still hurting? He asked, and you looked at him. Is that why you called me? Then I'm leaving, you said as you started leaving, but he held your wrist. Why always in a hurry and in angry mood, huh? You rolled your eyes as he looked into your eyes. I don't know, but leave. I have a lot of work to do, you said, and he sighed. Miss Ryan, we are in office, so please behave, he said, and he chuckled. Mr. John Jungkook, sir, can you please leave my hand as I have a lot of pending work other than your silly questions? Respectedly, you said in formal tone, and he looked at you in disbelief. This is not what I meant, he said, and you stared him. Sir, whatever your meaning was, we will talk about this matter at home. Let's behave professionally here, he said, and he left your wrist slowly. Okay, fine, he said, massaging his temple while he started leaving. It's so difficult to handle her. She's still immature. He sighed while looking down, and he stopped and glared at him as he heard him. Jungkook looked at you and cursed himself as he was about to approach you, but you closed the door with a loud thud, and he flinched as he closed his eyes. Ah, not again.
You moved out few steps, but stopped as you spotted a girl who was looking at you as she came forward, and you rolled your eyes. Now, what work she have with me? You mumbled as she approached you. Ryan, what you did now? Then I heard a loud thud. Did you mess up with this client or something? She asked while you chuckled. I don't know, ask him. I think his wife beat him today, but that's why. You shrugged and she frowned. He is married? She asked and you cursed yourself. Yeah, in his imagination world, I guess. You laughed nervously while she couldn't resist. She's weird. She left from there. You were working while your mind was still trapped in other thoughts as you unintentionally lashed out your anger on full keyboard. As you hit keys harder and Shani looked at your direction. Are you okay, Ryan? Is something bothering you? She asked, and while you looked at her.
Me? Yeah, I'm okay. You smiled and she nodded. Looks like you aren't. You're punishing that poor keyboard, she said, and you laughed nervously. Did Jungkook the Denim scold you? She asked, and you shook your head in denial. He doesn't have that much courage. You mumbled. Did you say something? She asked, and she raised bro. Nope, I said he didn't. It's just I'm not in mood today to work. She nodded as you both focus on your work. Did you see Bianca today? She was looking very pretty today. You were still focused on your work. Yep, can't deny that. But have you noticed something? Did I smell something fishy? Something is going between Bianca and our CEO Jungkook are dating. She stopped as she looked around and then whispered. Your eyes turned up and you looked at their direction as you heard that. And you don't know, but you felt a pang of joy in your stomach. I was thinking about this too. She always clung over him and dressed up well. And I think, just to impress him, they both bicker while you grip tighten on the mouse. I heard from somewhere that Jungkook sir has secret girlfriend. I think she's that girlfriend. Other girl covered her mouth in shock while you just controlled yourself and Shani looked at them. Just then Bianca walked into the room with her usual confidence, holding a stack of files, while here and some other eyes followed her as she made her way to Jungkook's office. Look, here she go again, and she don't even knock. Your grip tightened on the keyboard more. Definitely there's something going because he's really strict with everyone, but she's the exception, I guess. They both walked past from there and you sighed. Oh, these two always have office tea, she said while laughing, while you looked straight at the door of his cabin where he's standing and were talking with Bianca while laughing, and you glared at him while Shani noticed it. What do you think, man? She said while you came out of your trance. Yeah, these two always have something new and interesting within themselves. And I don't know where they get this information, you said with a slight anger and sarcasm in your tone while glaring at him, and he was laughing all the time, and then his gazes met with you, and his smile disappeared looking at you. But if this is true, then it is literally something big, and if it came out, one person is gonna be in problem, she said while working, and you chuckled. Yeah, definitely, someone is going to be in problem if this is true. You're still staring him, where he felt a little weird at why you were looking at him like that. Let's do our work. What can we do with this information? It's of no use, she said while looking at your direction, and you smiled at her. Yeah, we have nothing to do with this. You're focused on work. Shan, can I ask you something? You asked her as you holded her hand. Yeah, speak up, she said as she turned off her laptop. Have you ever been in a relationship? He asked, little hesitated. Yeah, and still in, he said, while a bit shy. Oh, so it's good. I can take advice from you. Not from me, but for someone else. You said, and you both laughed. So tell me how to test a man's love for her wife or girlfriend. He asked, and Shani thought for a while. There is many ways, but there are consequences. Is your friend man is her boyfriend or husband? She asked while looking at you. She's married, so he's her husband. He replied quickly, and Shani went in deep thinking, and he looked at her very curiously. Ask your friend that her husband give him gifts every month and take her on trip and love her in public without being hesitated. She said, and Nia scratches her head. Actually, these cases cannot be applied, as they just got married like 2-3 months ago, and they kept their relationship hidden for some reason. He said, and Shani nodded. Then there is only one way, she whispered as she came closer and you gulped. Which way? Don't tell any kind of explicit way, you know. You said in her, and Shani chuckled. No, listen first, she said as she came closer and he looked at her with curiosity. Okay, tell fast, she nodded as she speaks. If the relationship is hidden and they just got married and it is arranged, then she have to wear something very special to see his reaction, she said, and he nodded. For his reaction, that is something which she can do, you thought for a while. Yeah, thank me later when your friend's work is done, she said while smiling, and he nodded. Jungkook came out of the washroom drying his hair with towel while he just looked at you and you were doing your night skincare routine as you didn't even spare a glance at him. You applied moisturizer on your hands and put a sleep mask on your face lastly and went near bed and laid down covering yourself with duvet while Jungkook applied perfume and then grabbed a book from the shelf. He sat down on the sofa while wearing his glasses and he turned off the lamp light, turning whole room dark, and Jungkook looked at you confused. When I was reading, he said little annoyed. And I'm sleeping. So what? Go in the room if you want to read, he said as your face was the other side. Why are you behaving strange, huh? He asked and he didn't say anything as he waited for your answer. And then he got up and left the room. Gone? You got up to look. Nice. Now I see how you sleep in this room. You got up and locked the door and slept. He came back and pressed the knob. It was locked. And then he knocked at the door. Why and open the door, he said, and you were already slept. He knocks the door few times more as he went near the window to check and saw you already sleeping and he sighed. Oh my lord, this girl is something else, he said as he went from there. You came out of the washroom as he closed the door and he went towards the closet as he opened it and searched for clothes. While searching for clothes, you stopped as he thought for a while and then you opened other closet as he took out a beautiful blue net saree and you smiled looking at it. You draped your saree lastly and looked yourself in mirror as you turned and looked yourself at from back and gives a thumbs up. Good job, Ryan. It's perfectly draped and gorgeous as usual. You tied a messy bun with 2 hair strands in front. Jungkook got up as he scratches his head as his phone rings and he picked up the call. Sir, today's opening ceremony of our new branch. Where are you? He asked with a slight concern and Jungkook looked at the time as it is 9 a.m. His eyes are wide open as he got up. I will be there, Jake, in 30 minutes. Till then, manage all things there, he said as he got up quickly. My alarm was in the room and I slept here. But Vine can wake me up, but she didn't. He ran towards the room. Vine, he shouted her name, but he didn't find her. Then his gazes fell on the note on the dressing table. Your breakfast is at the table. She left the note and Jungkook sighed. So she left today without me. Wow, He chuckled mockingly. You entered the office, and every single person is looking at your direction as you walked with careful steps. Is she Kim Ryan? Wait, yes, it's her, but she's looking hella gorgeous today, she said in complete shock. Literally, I didn't know her this side. He looks at her while admiring. But why she's wearing that today? Is something special today? She asked while sipping her coffee. I think she wear for opening ceremony of her new branch, as her team is in charge. He looks at you from tip to toe. Oh, I see. Yeah, stop looking at her with such gazes. You look forward. She looks at him and he did him. She's single, right? Then I'm gonna go for her, he said while walking in your direction and winking at the girl, and she shakes her head in disbelief. Hey Ryan, do you need some help? He asked as he approached you. Oh, no, but thanks for asking. I'm okay, you said while smiling at him. Okay, but you look so beautiful today, he said as he fixed his hair. Thanks, Sohan. You moved from there. You put your bag and belongings on the table and started fixing your hair, and you heard a familiar voice as he turned. Fine, wait, is that you? She asked while being surprised, and she adores you. Hi, Sean. You're looking pretty today, you said as you looked at her dress. Forget about me. You're stealing the spotlight today. Oh, Jesus, she said, and you chuckled. Thanks, Sean. You looked around for a particular person as you looked at your watch. But he's not here yet. Is he still sleeping? You said in mind while a guy approached you. Hi, pretty ladies. He came forward and you looked at him. Hi, Sohan. Do you have any work? She asked with polite tone. Not really. I just came to admire two beauties, he said casually, and he scratches your head. Oh, but we have a lot of work today, she said, shrugging while Sohan chuckled. So I can help you guys out, he said while staring at you, and you felt a little weird. Thanks for your concern, but we can manage by ourselves, you said as you grabbed a bunch of reports and you started walking, but Sohan took it from your hand. Let me carry this fine. You might hurt yourself in this outfit, he said, and you smiled awkwardly as you tried to take it from him while smiling. Are you free after office? Like we can go for dinner together? He asked, smiling. Jungkook entered office with his casual cold grin. As he walked through, people greeted him, and he nodded, but his eyes were searching for a particular person as he moved his gaze all around. Jungkook stopped as he spotted you standing wearing saree, turned soft and that flare in for a second as you were smiling. Sohan's hands were above yours, and he cracked his neck. You were laughing nervously, and your eyes landed on the person who was giving you that stare, and you quickly stopped smiling and backed up a little bit. His gazes never leaves you as he came forward. Good morning, Tim. What's going on? He asked as his hands was in his pockets and gazes on you. Good morning, Dipinim. Nothing, Ryan and I planning to go on dinner today? He said casually, and your eyes widened as you looked at him and his jaw clenched. Really? Is that a team dinner? Can I join too? He asked while you feel nervous under his gazes. Sir, it was just a dinner date between her and me, he whispered in Jungkook's ear while Jungkook nodded sarcastically. Sorry, but I'm not free tonight. I have plans already. Hope you understand. You went from there while holding your breath. You were sitting in the car in the front seat, but you drank water as you looked at the rear view mirror, and your gazes met with him. Ryan, I did this to teach him lesson, but it seems like he will eat me up with those tears. It wasn't my fault that he was being clingy, he said in mind. Are you seeing something, Miss Van? He asked out of blue, and you looked at him. No, I didn't say anything, he replied, laughing nervously. I thought you said something, he said, and everyone in the car looked at you as there is slight uncomfortness between everyone. Car stopped outside the glimmering and tall building where the slight noise could be heard, and you opened the door as quickly you got down and closed the door, but as you moved, some drape of your plates came out as it got stuck in the door, and Jungkook noticed it. You opened the door and fixed your clothes as you massaged your temple in distress. So thanks for giving us sight. We can reach by ourselves, but you helped us. Thanks. Everyone thanked him, and he nodded while his gazes were fixed on you. Shani came in your direction as she hazed. Is everything okay, man? She asked with concern, but you shook your head in denial. No, Sean, there is wardrobe malfunction. I need to fix this up. You handle here everything. I'm going to restroom. You whispered in her ear as you quickly left from there, and Jungkook looked at your direction. You walked as if on washroom and you went in there and closed the door. Then put your stuff at the washroom basin, but the door opened, revealing a familiar figure, and your eyes widened. He walked closer to you, and you took few steps backward, and you gulped as your back touched the wall, and you looked back. Mr. Jungkook, it's woman's washroom, he said while stuttering, and he looked at you. And my woman is here, he said, and your cheeks turned warm. Yeah, but we are outside, he said as stuttered, while he pulled you closer and you bumped into his chest. But no one is here. He put a finger on your lips as you just watched him, and he moved his hands towards his saree plates as it was half open, and he took some drape and pulled all plates out, and you just watched him as your breath was uneven. He bent down on his knees and started draping it perfectly and tugged one safety pin, and then he slowly tucked it under your saree, and his cold hands touched your navel, and he crushed your saree. It's done. He got up as he looked at you, and he looked here and there. Thanks, Mr. Jungkook, you said in low voice as he tried to move, but he blocked your way. Don't call me with that. I'm your husband. He looked at him. But we should always behave professionally, right? That's what you say always. He chuckled as he came more closer and you put his hands on his chest. But I am saying that too now. He didn't say anything as he moved some of your hair strands. You look beautiful today. Not beautiful only, but breathtaking gorgeous. Your cheeks turned red and he smirks looking at you. You look more beautiful when you blush so hard for me, he said, and you hide your face with your hands. Stop, Jungkook, and I'm not talking to you, remember that. You pushed him as you started walking but got pulled by him. Mrs. Chan, I'm mad at you, and you should confront me for your behavior since last few days. He slides his hand slowly to your waist and you felt goosebumps as he locked his hands, and now there is no gap between you two. My behavior? He asked while stuttering. Yes, your behavior, Mrs. Jung. Do you think I can see that you're ignoring me? You're being rude for no reason. He whispered against your face and you gulped hard. I was rude for no reason. You raised bro. Was there any reason behind it? He said as he thought. Yes, sir, there is reason behind it, and you should find it by yourself, he said with slight rage. What could be the reason that you got hit that day? He said while you face palm yourself. Believe me, you will not be able to find that reason in your whole life, he said while removing his hand, but he tightened his grip. If it's not that, then what's it? He thought about the whole scene between that day. Wait, he said, I ate your favorite puff with fish without you? You frowned and looked at him unbelievably. Oh, you did that too? You said, well, that's glaring at him, and he scratches his head. Go and ask your secretary Bianca. She will tell you properly, he said with slight bitterness, and Jungkook frowned as the realization hits him. Wait, are you jealous of him? He asked as he laughed, and you glared at him. No, you said coldly, and he cut your face. You are, I can clearly see, he said while looking in your eyes, and you squint your eyes. Why would I? Who am I to be jealous, huh? You said with bitterness, and he smiled. You just showed it with your tone, sweetie. He chuckled and he frowned. Sweetie, when did I become your sweetie? You fixed your hairs while looking in the mirror, and he turned you. The day you married to me? he said in deep husky voice, and you cleared your throat. Married? When? I didn't know we are married, because everyone thinks we are bachelors, right? He said while looking in his eyes, and he smiled. Now I know. Why are you behaving like that? He came closer and he looked at him with angry doubt. I will solve anything for my highness, he said in deep voice. What do you mean? Come outside at ceremony, you'll get to know. He winked at you and started leaving. You would start picking up your things, but he came back and stopped as he said, and please don't be this beautiful outside again, or I will be found dead. He said with serious tone and left, and he looked at the disappeared figure dumbfounded. Is he drunk? The lights dimmed slightly as a large screen illuminated behind the stage, showcasing Jeon Corporation journey and its success. The crowd erupted into applause as Jungkook and the company's board member were invited to officially inaugurate the new branch. Jungkook stepped forward, cutting the red ribbon with a confident smile, followed by a round of fireworks bursting on the screen behind him. Cameras flashed wildly, capturing the moment of success. Turning to the audience, he adjusted his mic. Thank you everyone for joining us today. This expansion is not just a milestone for Jeon Corporations, but a step towards revolutionizing our company with innovative solutions. The crowd clapped in approval. Our team has worked tirelessly to make this happen, and I want to extend my deepest gratitude to every employee who has been part of this journey. You are the backbone of this company, and today we celebrate you. Another round of applause filled the hall as the cheers died down. Jungkook's gaze swept across the audience before setting on Ryan. A smile tugged at his lips as he continued. Before we proceed further, I have one more important announcement to make. The murmurs in the crowd grew curious. Ryan frowned slightly, exchanging glances with Shani. What is up to now? Jungkook cleared his throat, his voice steady, yet filled with something unspoken. As the CEO of Jeon Corporation, I've always been transparent with my team and my partners, so today I would like to introduce someone very special to me. The whispers in the crowd intensified. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce my wife, Mrs. Jeon. Ryan. Guesses echoed through the hall. The media instantly turned their camera towards Jungkook, excitement beaming in their eyes. Ryan's breath caught in her throat. What? Right now, in front of everyone. The spotlight shifted towards her. Jungkook extended his hand in her direction, a silent yet undeniable invitation. The crowd turned to look at her, whispers growing louder, and Shani looks at you unbelievably, and her eyes were on the Jungkook who was standing with a warm smile on his face as he gestured you to come up. While she said with slight concerned tone, and you nodded as he stepped up few stairs while holding your saree. And that's when Jungkook came and held your one hand as you hold it gently. This is Ryan, my wife, the woman who stands beside me, not just in life, but in everything I do. The room erupted into applause, mixed with surprise and admiration. The media wasted no time capturing the moment, flashes blinding her momentarily. Leaning slightly toward her, Jungkook whispered, Great, Mrs. Jeon, you are doing great. She shot him glare, her face heating up. I'll deal with you later. Jungkook smirked, tightening his grip around her waist as he addressed the audience once again. Now that the world knows, let's move forward together, both in business and in life.